Hello, my dear friend, and welcome to Serene Slumbers, where we listen, we relax, and we get sleepy. It's my great privilege to be the voice that guides you into rest tonight. As you settle in, know that this moment is just for you. A time to let go, to unwind, and to find peace. Tonight, I invite you to join me on a cozy night in a caravan by the beach. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Feel your body settle into a comfortable position, whether you're sitting or lying down. Let your shoulders relax, your jaw soften, and your hands rest gently. Now, close your eyes. Imagine you're standing on a soft sandy beach. The air is cool and fresh. Carrying the faint scent of salt and sea. The sun has just set, painting the sky in warm hues of lavender and gold. Listen, can you hear it? The gentle rhythm of the waves, rolling in and out, like the breath of the ocean. Let that sound wash over you, calming your mind and soothing your soul. Feel the sand beneath your feet, soft and cool. With each step, you sink a little deeper, grounded and connected to the earth. Ahead, you see a small caravan nestled among the dunes, its windows glowing with a warm, golden light. As you walk closer, you feel a sense of peace and comfort. The caravan is a sanctuary in Mary, a place where you can let go of all your worries and simply be. Step inside. The air is warm and cozy, filled with the gentle crackle of a wood-burning stove. Fairy lights twinkle above, casting a soft glow over the space. A plush blanket waits for you, inviting you to wrap yourself in its warmth. Sit by the window, where a steaming cup of tea sits on the table. Take a moment to breathe in its soothing aroma. Chamomile, honey, and a hint of lavender. As you gaze out at the darkening horizon, feel the magic of this moment. The stars begin to appear, one by one, like tiny lanterns lighting up the night. The waves continue their gentle lullaby, and you feel completely at peace. This is your space, your sanctuary. Here you are safe. You are calm, and you are free to dream. When you're ready, open your eyes, carrying this sense of calm and coziness with you. as we begin the story. A cozy night in a caravan by the beach. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of lavender and gold. As the gentle waves of the ocean whispered secrets to the shore, the air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of salt and seaweed, mingling with the earthy aroma of the dunes. Nestled among the tall grasses, a small, weathered caravan stood. Its windows glowing warmly like a lighthouse guiding weary travelers home. This was no ordinary caravan. It was a sanctuary, a tiny haven of comfort and charm. Its wooden exterior, though worn by time and weather, held stories of countless nights like this one. Inside, the space was a masterpiece of coziness. Fairy lights draped across the ceiling, casting a soft, golden glow. A plush woolen blanket lay folded neatly on the edge of a small sofa. And a steaming cup of chamomile tea sat on the rustic wooden table, its aroma filling the air. Tonight, the caravan was home to a young woman named Clara. She had come here to escape the noise of the city, to find solace in the simplicity of the sea. As she sat by the window, her journal open on her lap, she listened to the rhythmic lullaby of the waves. The sound was hypnotic, soothing her restless mind. Clara had always been drawn to the ocean. There was something about its vastness, its timelessness, that made her feel both small and significant. Tonight, as she gazed out at the darkening horizon, she felt a deep sense of peace. The caravan was her cocoon, a place where she could let go of her worries and simply be. She reached for her tea, savoring its warmth as she took a sip. The night was cool, but the caravan was snug, thanks to the small wood-burning stove in the corner. Its gentle crackle added to the symphony of sounds. The waves, the rustling of the grasses, the occasional cry of a distant seagull. As Clara sat there, her thoughts began to wander. She thought about the day she had spent exploring the beach, collecting seashells and watching the tide pools come alive with tiny crabs and starfish. She thought about the book she had been reading, a tale of adventure and self-discovery that had captured her imagination. And she thought about the letter she had written earlier, a letter to her future self, filled with hopes and dreams. The night deepened, and the stars began to appear, one by one, like tiny lanterns lighting up the sky. Clara leaned back against the cushions, her journal forgotten for the moment. she felt a profound sense of gratitude for the beauty of the world, for the warmth of the caravan, for the quiet moments that allowed her to reconnect with herself. Outside, the wind picked up, carrying with it the faint sound of music. It was distant, almost imperceptible, but Clara could just make out the melody of a guitar. She smiled, imagining a group of travelers gathered around a bonfire, sharing stories and laughter. The thought made her feel connected to something larger, a community of kindred spirits who, like her, had found refuge in the simplicity of the beach. As the night wore on, Clara felt her eyelids grow heavy. She set her teacup aside and wrapped herself in the woolen blanket. Its softness enveloping her like a hug. She lay down on the small bed, her head resting on a pillow that smelled faintly of lavender. The caravan seemed to sigh with her, its walls creaking softly, as if to say, "You are safe here." Just before she drifted off to sleep, Clara thought she heard a soft knock at the door. She sat up, her heart racing, and peered into the darkness. There was no one there, but as she looked out the window, she saw something that made her breath catch in her throat. A lone figure stood on the beach, silhouetted against the moonlight. It was a woman, her hair flowing in the wind, her dress billowing like the sails of a ship. She seemed to be dancing, her movements graceful and fluid, as if she were one with the waves. Clara watched, mesmerized, as the woman twirled and swayed. Her laughter carried on the wind. And then, as suddenly as she had appeared, the woman was gone. Clara blinked, wondering if she had imagined it. But the memory of the woman's dance lingered, filling her with a sense of wonder and magic. As she lay back down, Clara felt a deep sense of contentment. The caravan, the beach, the stars, it was all part of something greater. Something she couldn't quite put into words. But she didn't need to. For now, it was enough to simply be here in this moment, wrapped in the warmth of the night. And so, with the sound of the waves as her lullaby and the stars as her guardians, Clara drifted off to sleep, her dreams filled with the magic of the sea and the promise of tomorrow. The caravan stood silent and still, a beacon of warmth and comfort in the vast, dark night. And somewhere far away, the woman on the beach danced on, her laughter echoing in the hearts of all who dared to dream. As the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, Clara stirred from her sleep. The caravan was filled with a soft, golden glow. The fairy lights now dimmed by the morning sun. She stretched, feeling the warmth of the blanket still wrapped around her. The events of the previous night felt like a dream, but the memory of the dancing woman lingered in her mind. Clara stepped outside, the cool morning air brushing against her skin. The beach was quiet, the waves gently lapping at the shore. She walked down to the water's edge, her feet sinking into the soft sand. The world felt new, as if it had been washed clean by the night. As she walked, Clara noticed something glinting in the sand. She bent down to pick it up. A small, intricately carved seashell. It was unlike any she had ever seen. Its surface etched with delicate patterns that seemed to tell a story. She held it in her hand, feeling a connection to the woman she had seen dancing in the moonlight. Clara returned to the caravan. The seashell clutched tightly in her hand. She placed it on the windowsill, where it caught the light and sparkled like a tiny treasure. As she prepared her morning tea, she felt a sense of renewal, as if the night had brought her not just rest, but a new perspective. The day stretched out before her, full of possibilities. Clara knew that this place, this caravan by the beach, would always hold a special meaning for her. It was a reminder of the beauty of simplicity, the power of nature, and the magic that could be found in the quiet moments. And as she sat by the window, sipping her tea and watching the waves, Clara knew that she would carry this feeling with her, no matter where life took her. The caravan by the beach was more than just a place. It was a state of mind, a sanctuary that she could always return to, in her heart. As the days turned into weeks, Clara found herself returning to the caravan more and more. Each visit brought new discoveries. Hidden coves, secret tide pools, and the occasional glimpse of the dancing woman on the beach. The seashell she had found became a talisman, a reminder of the magic she had experienced that first night. One evening, as the sun set and the stars began to appear, Clara decided to write a letter. She sat by the window, her journal open, and began to pour her heart onto the page. She wrote about her dreams, her fears, and the lessons she had learned from the sea. She wrote about the caravan, the beach, and the woman who danced in the moonlight. When she was finished, Clara folded the letter and placed it in a bottle. She walked down to the water's edge and tossed it into the waves, watching as it was carried away by the tide. She didn't know where it would end up, but she hoped that it would find its way to someone who needed it. Someone who needed a reminder of the magic that could be found in the quiet moments. As she returned to the caravan, Clara felt a sense of peace. The world was vast and full of unknowns, but in this little corner of the beach, she had found a place where she could be herself, where she could dream and grow and simply be. And so, with the sound of the waves as her lullaby and the stars as her guardians, Clara drifted off to sleep, her dreams filled with the magic of the sea and the promise of tomorrow. The caravan stood silent and still, a beacon of warmth and comfort in the vast, dark night. And somewhere, far away, the woman on the beach danced on, her laughter echoing in the hearts of all who dared to dream. Clara nestled into her bed in the caravan, wrapped in a soft blanket, the sound of waves gently lulling her. The fairy lights glowed warmly, and the carved seashell on the windowsill caught the moonlight, a quiet reminder of the magic she'd found. With a contented sigh, she closed her eyes, the ocean's whispers carrying her into a deep, peaceful sleep. Good night, sleep well, and dream of cozy caravans and starlit seas.